Tough as Nails is currently airing its fourth season on CBS. And joining me now via Zoom is Tough as Nails host and showrunner Phil Kogan. Phil, how are you?
I'm great. I'm calling you from where we're connecting through from New Zealand.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, it's early here, and it's great to talk to you about Tough as Nails, which is airing tonight, as you said, and excited to be able to share a new episode with all our viewers.
Yeah, absolutely. So before we get into the episode, let's talk about this a little bit. Just tell people what exactly Tough as Nails is and where the original idea for this show stemmed from.
Well, Tough as Nails is a celebration of hardworking men and women in America who keep the country running. It was inspired by my grandfather. I come from working class family. My grandfather was a mechanic, an aero mechanic in World War II. My other grandfather served in World War II as well, but he was a carpenter. My grandmother worked in a factory. I've got family who are farmers and ancestors who are coal miners and gold miners. And so I come from working class people, proudly so. And I just felt like, there really wasn't a show that celebrated people in the trades. Mm-hmm. I think the fact that the pandemic, if there was anything positive that came out of the pandemic for Tough as Nails, it was the fact that suddenly we were like, oh, wow, these men and women who are keeping things running while we're hiding away at home, they're making sure that there's groceries and that deliveries are done and that trucks are still driving around, keeping things running. And when there's a power outage, they go out in a storm and they fix it. I think it sort of highlighted those people, those essential workers. And so that's really what this show is. It's a celebration of the hardworking men and women of America who keep the country running.
Yeah, and Phil, I love that personal connection you have to it. I think that's really special. So tell me this, we're still pretty early on in season 4, just on episode 2, I believe, and that airs tonight. So what can audiences expect from tonight's episode, and then maybe a little tease of the rest of the season?
Well, as you will know, on Tough as Nails, what makes it different is that there's 2 mutually exclusive competitions. And you've got an individual competition where we're looking for the Tough as Nails winner, and then we have a team competition. So even if someone loses their shot at the individual title, they stay and they compete in the team competition. So last week was all about forming those 2 teams of 6. We've done that. Savage Crew won the first team challenge, so they're up 1-0 in the best of 9 competition, in the team competition. And tonight, the team competition continues in a storm, like a biblical storm in California. We shot in a storm it's kind of, it ties in with the situation in California right now, where we're experiencing massive storms and floods and rain. So yes, they go into a nursery and they have to fill out an order picking up plants from around this massive nursery. That is tonight's episode. And then in the individual competition, the weather cleared up the next day and teams compete head to head in the individual.
Well, super excited for tonight's episode. That teaser I don't know. I'm very interested to see how that plays out. So, Phil, tell me this. Aside from some of the things you said, what do you think really makes this show so special and what it is, and maybe stands apart from other competition shows that we've seen?
Well, I think there's a lot of show that celebrates celebrity. The celebrities get a lot of opportunity to be in the spotlight. We're fascinated with celebrity. I get that. We want to know who's dating who, and we want to know where they're traveling to and what they're eating. And we love everything celebrity. I get that. And I think what makes Tough as Nails different is this is really the first time in network primetime television where the people that we see in our neighborhood, the people who are delivering our mail and making the deliveries and building buildings and fixing bridges, making things, keeping things working. They've never really, in my mind, a network primetime television had their opportunity to shine. Mm-hmm. And that's what we're about. We're about putting a spotlight on the people that we know, our mothers, our brothers, our sisters, our uncles, maybe the audience themselves are like, that's what I do. I'm a mason and I know what that is. Or I'm an iron worker and I've been up there and walked on that. Cowboys in the sky is what the iron workers are called. I know what it's like to do that. And I know what it's like to feel that real pride of being a part of a team in building SoFi Stadium, like Sergio, who's a construction foreman and who was part of building that beautiful stadium, the SoFi Stadium in California. So I love that. Or we've got people who have their own family business and they're working with their dad, or they're taking over that business, or someone like Renee, who we call Highlighter because she's all dressed in pink, and she achieved her 5-year goals in 5 months working with her sons.
Wow.
As a dry mason. So I love that we're able to share those so-called ordinary stories, but this is a group of people who are the best of the best in their chosen trade.
It sounds like really special cast there, and just really special people that you guys find, which I love. So, Phil, I know you're such an integral part of the show, all the shows that you work alongside. So, where can people find you on social media if they want to keep up with you?
Well, I have a brand new TikTok account.
Oh,
Philosophus Maximus. I think last count, my TikTok account was something like 158 followers. I've got some that's a big number, isn't it? I've got some DIY tips coming from the cast. No, I've just started an account, like literally just started it. But you can find me as Feliminator on Twitter. I'm also on, where else am I on? Twitter, and then, Instagram. I'm Feliminator on Instagram, and then I'm also on Twitter, Facebook. So yeah, I'm out there. You just put my name in there, Phil Kogan, and it'll come up.
Yeah, out and about. All right, Phil, thank you so much for taking the time to get to speak with me. Super excited for tonight's episode, and we'll talk to you next time.
Yeah, thank you so much.